AC turned on.
Okay, Amr, can you get up and do that? Oh. There's a button, there's a reset switch on the bottom. You hit that button, turn it off.
Another.
No, on the bottom of the plug. Look, hey, dummy, look at my finger, bottom plug. The plug. You know how you just turn it to make sure there's no green light? Oh my god,
wow.
bro. This kid is...
I've never seen that before.
I don't know how you function in the world, dude.
I've never seen that before.
I just know how
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Mamluks podcast. My name is Sim. Along with me are our usual cast of characters, Sheikh Amr, Mahin, and Mort.
Salam alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Help us out on patreon.com/the Mamluks. Alternatively, you can go to themadmamluks.com/donate and help us out via PayPal. Be sure to PayPal.
Click on
be sure to PayPal. What are you doing, Morty?
Hold on, bro. I was trying to share
Morty.
the link. Yeah, I'm trying
Hang
to share
on
the
there,
link.
buddy. Ruin my flow.
Nice. Go ahead.
We're still live, right?
No, we don't get the donation from PayPal because we got interrupted.
PayPal or Patreon?
Patreon first. We mentioned that.
Okay. Just asking.
But what's
the PayPal thing is awesome.
Anyway, so PayPal is themadmamluks.com/donate. What else?
Mahin was storytelling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We were talking about we were talking about like Dawa and like EF Dawa and so on my channel there's gonna be a debate in a couple weeks. So setting up the logistics between Ijaz Ahmed and Joe Rostic, who's a local pastor here, who called into EF Dawa, and Hamza Mayet just like chunked him like from the get go. So we're gonna the debate's gonna be about the concept of the Injil in the Quran. Because these Christians, they had this idea that, since this Injil that's referred to, it must be the New Testament, since you guys can't produce anything of what it is.
Are you nervous that he's watching you and this is going to spoil the relationship with him?
Joe?
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good. Like, he knows he's a heathen. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you have that. I'm glad that's good.
We like, these are the kind of Christians I do like, in the sense that like we ain't put, it's all good.
Like they're straight up.
They don't sugarcoat.
Yeah, they don't sugarcoat. But Joe was on the show last year. We talked about my show about cancel culture and all that. But anyways, we were talking about we don't have a Hyde Park in America. So I was like, why don't we make it San Diego? That's where Sheikh Uthman is. Sheikh Uthman been like straight dumping on David Wood.
Sheikh Uthman dan Fodio?
Dude, David Wood has been like this little mouse in front of Sheikh Uthman, mashallah, tabarakallah. Yeah. And if you go watch David Wood's YouTube videos, he's like a lion. Oh, the Muslims, if you do this, Muslims, I will do that. I am the psychopath. I'm COVID-19.
Yeah.
And then he goes in front of like Sheikh Uthman, and Uthman's just like having a field day with
But
him.
look, you have to understand, people like David Wood, they don't care about how much they lose to Muslims. His following is so big, that's all he cares about.
You don't understand this. When you have a public, when you think you're going to go in front and challenge someone publicly, and your followers think that you're going to be this lion of Christianity and anti-Islam in front of somebody, and you end up purring like a kitten, there's a problem.
Yeah, they still defend him though.
No, you won't even find. Trust me, dude. I've seen so many times people leaving comments where you think, "Oh, he's lying." I mean, it doesn't matter. They can defend him all. They themselves inside know in their hearts that they look like idiots.
Plus, he comes off.
You know how listen, even if a Muslim went to go debate a Christian, and if he lost the debate, you would still support him, but you would know in your heart you're demoralized. You'd be like, "Oh my God, he got totally humiliated."
Right.
There's a particular debater. I don't want to mention his name. But he's a good brother, but he sucks at debating. And every time he debates, I'm like, oh my God, bro, he got eaten alive. And I'm like, I feel bad. I still support him, but dude, he's horrible. He's absolutely, you should, if you don't have the tenacity and the fortitude to be on stage and the zeal and the passion, you can't be on stage, dude. You can't be in a debate where they're literally out for blood. And unfortunately, in debates, it's how it looks like when you win and you lose. It's not about the content. Most people don't care about content. You think these Christians care about the content that he's creating about Islam and the Quran? You think they actually look up Bukhari and Muslim? No, they like his energy. The fact that he'll dress up and wear a dress or put it's like pig with a lipstick on. They like that stuff, right? The obsession with pigs, I don't know. But anyways, the point being is that, it's the imagery, right? And so when you see Uthman, talking to him, Sheikh Uthman, from a commanding position of authority and making him look like he has no answers, that's humiliating for them.
Plus, he clowns him too.
Yeah,
he's clowning him at the same time.
Yeah, he called him Hammer Time.
Yeah, he's like, so I've heard of Hammer Time. Yeah,
Hammer Time and the crook guy.
Because Hammer Time is the idea because he beat his dad with a hammer. So that's what we call him.
Yeah,
His nickname Hammer Time.
like David Wood. Yeah, apparently he talks about this like very openly. Like,
He's
yeah.
like, oh, I'm a psychopath, but I found Christ, and I'm still a psychopath, so I have no feelings. Blah,
Wait,
blah, 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 blah.
rewind. He killed his dad?
No,
Or-
he almost did, and he went to jail for that. Like he's like, I'm such a psychopath.
He beat
I had
his dad
no
with a
purpose
hammer.
for life. I just one day walked to
dad
my
was
father,
sleeping, yeah.
and he's sitting on the sofa, and I took a hammer and I just bashed his head in, and I walked out.
It's disgusting.
And then I got, they thought I was a psycho. They diagnosed me as a psychopath, and I went to prison, and I found Jesus. And then but he just boasts always about being a psychopath. You Muslims can harm me. It makes no difference. You can talk about me all you want. I have no feelings. I'm a psychopath. He always mentions I'm a psychopath, right? So when you see someone who's so bold and being trying to be oh, nothing hurts me, and then you have Sheikh Uthman from a commanding position, destroying him on everything, and him being all timid, and him telling Sam Shimon to be quiet,
I
right?
remember that, yeah.
That's humiliating for Christians.
And Sam's in the back now. He talks all this mess before.
Yeah, and
he
when you
didn't do
see
anything.
Sam on his live stream, I'll take any Muslim. He's all crazy, right? And in
Yeah.
person, he's a little mouse. So Allah humiliates them, and
Right.
He uses Sheikh Uthman to do that. And
Yeah.
so when Christians see that, they expect this bulldog Christian personality to be in your face about Christianity, preach the gospel. They're stuck.
Right.
They're stuck in mud.
There's a so we're talking about maybe San Diego can be the Hyde Park, and we were just talking about. I was talking about my brother came up. So my brother's moving to San Diego, and I was like, he can link up with Sheikh Uthman. And Mort's like, is your brother religious? I'm like, nah, he's kind of like a heathen, but maybe he can get him straightened out, right? So my brother listens to the show. He don't really care what I say, but he's probably moving to San Diego because the girls are fine, and it's good for him because my dad's been kind of telling me hey, you didn't advise him on getting him married and stuff, right? So he comes to town. My parents came to town a month ago, I want to say, before Ramadan actually, and it was hey, you talk to your brother, it's time for him to get married and whatnot. I'm like, he's not a grown adult. That's what I first said. It's well, they keep pushing. You should advise him. You're the older brother, yada yada yada. I'm 10 years older than my brother. So that's my dad. Hey, what if he's gay? And then my dad's like, is there something that I don't know? I'm like,
oh, you can't say that, man. You scared the heck out of your
I mean,
dad,
and
bro.
then it was
You can never scare your parents. That's messed up.
And then
bro.
I'm like, no, I'm just thinking about it. What if you force him to marry some girl that you guys meet through your network and he's gay? Well, that's not gonna really help anybody. So you probably look into that kind of stuff. You
That's
probably
kinda
consider
messed up.
that.
Were you being serious? You were just.
No, I
Wait, do you really think your brother's gay, dude?
No, he's not gay.
Then
That's what I'm saying. Why would you
say
play with your
that,
parents'
then?
feelings?
But I was
like
kind
that,
of
bro?
positing
That's
the.
messed
I was
up,
kind
dude.
of trying to reason with them a little bit.
Dude,
No,
you-
you were being entertained by
Yeah, no.
scaring them. That's what happened.
You were trolling your dad.
Stuff for law, bro. A stock for law, brother.
So
Yeah.
he was just
Don't sugarcoat it, bro. You were trolling your pops, dude.
Charlie my pops. Is that,
You were trolling him.
My pops is he
He
he's
had the
a
big
top
smile on
draw.
his face. Look
Yeah.
at him, bro.
My pops cannot be trolled. My pops
Gay?
is the king of trolls.
My son is not gay.
So then a week later, I get a message from my brother. I give my brother a heads up. Hey, by the way, you might be getting a lecture. By the way, just this is what happened. Heads up.
I was like, beta, it doesn't go like this.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So then, my brother, my mom's telling me, "Don't you know it's haram?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know we know that, right?" I'm just saying that it's what if he is? What are you gonna do about it, right? And plus, some of my brother's friends he grew up with they kind of played for their team, right? So I'm like, that happened to them, right? Then they supposed to
Play for the team. I just
play
got
for the other team, right?
I just got the.
But I was kind of listen. So a week later, my brother messaged me. He's like, "Yeah, Abu hit me up with some verses of the Quran condemning homosexuality."
That's kind of funny, dude.
So
Yeah, from left field. That's hilarious.
so it's just my brother and I have an interesting relationship.
I met him though at your daughter's aqiqah.
Yeah, he's basically a better looking version. He's a better looking, taller version of me. He's got nice hair, nice long hair, like Fabio look. So it's funny. I'm the older brother trying to emulate him. With my hairstyle.
So
now,
it's kind of like the movie Twins, where he's like Arnold and they're like Danny
That's
DeVito.
messed up. Danny DeVito. That's good.
Danny DeVito. Yeah. It's my brother's Schwarzenegger and I'm Danny DeVito.
Well, it's okay. I'm like me and my brother too. I'm like a Danny DeVito. He's a Schwarzenegger. He's got the brains.
Yeah. No.
I got the leftover.
No, I probably
That's
got,
quite a leftover.
I probably got more.
mashallah.
I probably got more of the brains. He's definitely got the looks.
Are you
All
calling
right.
him stupid?
Guys, so what are we discussing today? Sim,
Sheikh, did you hear
Sheikh,
about the aliens that got?
the UFOs?
Yeah, the whole UFO thing.
No, I didn't even care.
A lot
about
of our
it.
listeners want to know what Sheikh Amr thinks about UFOs and whether he believes that UFOs are nowadays they're calling them UAPs, unidentified aerial projectiles or something.
If they're real, man, I was talking to some Iraqis about it, and they were like, if it's real, it's probably jinns, man, if anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Why can't it be something else?
Maybe it is, but they're saying from what we know and how people describe it.
Do we know from the Quran whether there were other beings created other than angels, human beings, and jinn? Other than animals? We're talking about intelligent beings.
So, as far as there's a creation of Allahu Alam, I haven't really researched it, but they call them the bun or the bin, jinn, and then before the jinn were the bun or the bin, they refer to them as, but I don't know too much about them, but they're...
Where does that come from?
It's basically... it might be from Israeliyat, wallahu alam. You know, that's why I'm not 100% sure, but other than that, I mean, anything that we see, whether Islam talks about it or not, it's just, just take it with a grain of salt, dude. It's nothing to be concerned about.
One of the most, at least for those at least who don't know what we're talking about, is we've been hearing about these releases from the government related to UFOs and basically these aircrafts that have been traveling with an incredible level of technology that is unknown to man. They can descend tens of thousands of feet and ascend tens of thousands of feet within seconds. There's no rocket propulsion technology known to man that can have that kind of power for these aircrafts. So some of these footage that's been released, some of them look like Tic Tacs, some of them look like pyramids. But all of them have been taken by American vessels, American aircraft, fighter jets, what else? Aircraft carriers. So it just, a lot of people are wondering, well, why is it just that the American aircraft are seeing it? And why isn't it that, commercial aircraft aren't seeing it? Why isn't it happening over land? Why is it only overseas? There's a lot of questions that come into mind, and it makes me wonder, like, are we just jumping the gun, making the assumption that it's either some kind of supernatural being, or could it be some kind of anomaly? I tend to think when there's so many different reports of something happening, there's something there.
But who are all the different people that are reporting it? Is it, like you said, it was only the Americans, right? I don't want to sound too much conspiracy.
The evidence, you're right. The evidence is coming from the Americans.
Yeah. So when I saw the Fox News, even I think the report that the people that were claiming that it was in Palestine too, and they saw it above the Dome of the Rock and all that kind of stuff, even that was, I think, mainly started by American media. It wasn't really anybody else. I mean, I'm not saying that it's 100% conspiracy, but my main thing was when I saw Fox News talking about it, like all of a sudden, and CNN and stuff, and I was like, all right, whatever, dude. Because it happened before too. People used to talk about it since the 80s, right?
Yeah.
But if there are jinns, if people actually saw, UFOs and stuff like that, and lights in the sky, and they can't understand what it is, and they seem like they're living beings, it's a possibility it can be jinns. I mean,
Well,
I personally don't think they're jinns. I mean, they're like UFO, like flying. I mean, they're flying objects, but I don't think they're aliens.
Yeah, I don't think they're aliens.
I think they're jinns, and I think that they've been. I mean, when you talking about, I've seen some of these videos, and they're like really little tiny things, and like they're moving super fast, and they're all kind of objects.
Some of it looked like CGI. I'm not gonna lie.
No. This is real footage.
Some of the stuff that I saw, I don't know.
It doesn't look like CGI. I mean, it's real footage. It is real footage. The Pentagon has confirmed it.
It just looks like a light going like this. That's it.
Yeah, but no, you can see objects like pyramids, and you can see like different, straight up like objects that are coming and floating around, like coming around. It's not like it's something that is like just obscure. No, you see it clearly. But what I'm saying is that the way that it moves, like he said, like it descends thousands of altitudes within seconds, right? This reminds me of like when Ifrit min al-Jinn, like just bringing something from Sheba, like the throne of Sheba, right? Like how they can move so quickly and so rapidly, right? So for me, Allahu Alam, but I'm thinking, with all this flying around, with all this poking around in the sky, You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Okay, well, we're getting warmer. I didn't want to talk about this, but this seems like an Imran Hussein discussion. We should definitely try to get him on because he's been doing a lot
No,
of
this is
media
not
recently.
Imran Hussein, bro.
No, I'll tell you. So
Bro,
check this
I
out.
don't take that guy seriously.
Yeah.
Okay,
We don't
look,
do the Alex Jones here.
Okay, look. Nobody took Alex Jones seriously, and nobody took Imran Hussein seriously. But there's some things where he's pretty right about. Some things.
Some
okay?
things.
Just check this out, though.
Alex Jones, I mean...
Okay, let's go out on a limb, okay?
Yeah.
One of Imran Hussein's students, right? I'm kind of like a friend with him online, okay?
Oh,
Just
wow.
bear with me.
When did this happen?
Clubhouse, huh?
Oh,
Clubhouse.
wow.
So check this out.
Wait, hold on. Before you get that, I want to know when did this happen?
It's just random. I mean,
Well, you know who else Imran Hussein's like student? It was
he's not a student. He's a. But anyways, yeah. Who else?
the brother on the Blood Brothers
Podcast.
podcast producer.
podcast.
Remember?
Maybe.
Oh, was he?
He's like a yeah.
Well, look. One thing I'll tell you about Imran Hussein is right. When he talks about certain things,
Yeah.
it's very intriguing. It doesn't mean he's always right, but it's very intriguing. As some of the things he
100%.
mentioned.
It's definitely entertaining.
Yeah. So check this out. So this is where remember how we were saying that you said Alex Jones said Imran Hussein. So I was like, okay, let's just talk about this. So do you remember when Alex Jones was saying that America uses extraterrestrial beings to get intelligence and all that kind of stuff, right? I don't think it's far-fetched because if you're so busy on finding out information, why not utilize jinns, right? That's what he was kind of alluding to, and Imran Hussein has talked about this in the past too, right?
Okay,
About deals that are made with
that's not too
powers.
crazy.
Yeah, people have been doing that from the past. It's
Yeah.
very possible.
Harut and
People,
Marut, yeah,
people in Devon do it, right? So it's very possible.
balls.
I mean, if people local can do it, it can happen anywhere. Right? Now, this thing is there's this new conspiracy coming out from these guys, like this group, is where Alex Jones guys and Imran Hussein students are kind of like almost in agreement here, where there's some things that some tension that occurred between these extraterrestrials and the human beings, right? And they're not supposed to show themselves, but the only reason they're showing themselves is because some people didn't stick to the contract.
Oh.
I wonder who those people are. I went through on Devon.
No. I'm talking about a more governmental,
So
political level.
what you're talking about is what for those who don't understand what Sheikh is talking about is
Guys,
well,
don't take my. I'm just
when-
telling you what I heard.
when a deal happens with the other side, what we call the jinn, and the Christians call the demons. When a transactional or some kind of relationship forms, there's a deal that
has to be made.
has to be made.
They're not going to do anything for free.
And sometimes when one party doesn't fulfill the other side or whatever the terms are of the agreement,
They're going to show some of their
there's
muscles.
There's some misbehavior that happens. There's some
Flexing.
You know the story of the monkey's paw?
No.
No.
It's basically
I
when
didn't
you
even know
when
monkeys had paws.
the monkey's paw was about a story about a man who had a monkey's paw, and he had
Sounds
a few
racist.
wishes that he was able to make, and anytime he made a wish, he was granted that wish, but it came back to bite him in the butt. So you're saying that the U.S. government, according to what
I'm not saying this.
you're not-
No matter how many disclaimers you give people, they're still going to accuse you of something. I'm just saying what I heard through the grapevine, okay?
that there were some deals made between the U.S. government and the Jinn,
That's kind of understood for some
United
reason.
Jinn government,
Can I put my tinfoil hat
the
on?
Federation of
I want to
United
put my
Jinns.
tinfoil hat on here. So what if they had these deals in place and crazy Abu Ivanka was like, I don't care about you guys. I'm going to do what I want to do. And he pissed them off. He's like, I'm not going to meet you on any
That'd be
bargain.
hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
This would be a
He's
great
like,
movie.
I'm American.
This would be a
I'm
great
Donald
movie.
goddamn Trump.
This would be a great movie.
You know what I mean? And
That
then all
would
of a
be
sudden
a
they're like,
great movie.
screw you, human. You know?
So
And like,
that's what some people are.
But
you know.
it's unbelievable because it's all over the news now.
Yeah.
I mean, 60 Minutes. Who would have thought 60 Minutes? It's like for those who are outside America, 60 Minutes is like the most prestigious news
Right.
hour in American TV. At least it was for the longest time.
Yeah.
In network TV, that
Yeah.
would come on everyone's living room on Sunday night. You would get the best story of the week or whatever, you know. And now 60 Minutes is talking about aliens existing.
Yeah.
And they had all the related fighter jet pilots, Commander David Fravor or whatever. There's a few different people. There was also a woman on there who was testifying basically that, hey, we didn't want to say anything because we would be thought of as crazy. We didn't know what people would think if we said anything. There were people on the ship who were making fun of us when we first reported. So
I think we should get Imran Hussein on and get his take on this. That'd be pretty dope, dude.
So I mean, I don't mind.
What exactly are we hoping to?
No. I think we're gonna get. No, I think what he's wanting to do is just entertain ideas. I mean, look. Here's the thing. You can. I mean, to be honest, what he does, he doesn't say follow me. He doesn't say this is like hujjah. He says it's my interpretation of the hadith and the end of times of akhir zaman, and I just think it's entertaining. I mean, sometimes for me they're like bedtime stories. Like these crazy things about how
Some of them are very nice. Yeah.
Russians are going to be like Yajuj and like white people Yajuj and Majuj, or like this
And the rocks talking. Did you ever hear his interpretation of the rocks talking?
Yeah.
In Palestine.
Yeah, but
That's saying that there's a Jew behind me. The end of time. His interpretation is that's why we see like the only weapons that Palestinians have is rocks. So when they throw them, they're making a statement. When they throw the rocks at the Jews, they're making a statement. When I first heard that, I was
like, no idea how to when I read those hadith when I was young. I would try to read them as literal. Yeah. Then I would say, well, maybe
that's where he comes to the rescue for some people. I'm not saying it's correct, but
he has a very metaphorical reading on this stuff. So when he's reading a lot of these hadith, he sees some kind of them as a metaphor, and he sees that there's a hidden meaning behind these evidences. And now, I don't know how or what precedence was established, which would allow him to read those hadith like that. For example, I mean, when we read the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have to figure out whether in what manner was he speaking, what was the context, how are we supposed to understand this? No, when you read, when you have Imran Hussein's interpretation, it's a purely metaphorical understanding. Like he doesn't believe Gog and Magog, Yajuj and Majuj are the same. There's some hidden away people. He believes they are some descendants of what we see in Israel now. At least from I don't know if his opinion changed. Again, these are some old videos I saw from long ago.
Yeah, he got a new set of videos coming out.
People are always having like evolving views in this world. So
he's kind of evolving, but he's got some cool videos coming out.
Don't go reporting me to Imran Hussein. I don't want to be
Imran Munir versus Imran Hussein. What else?
June is here, Sheikh.
June is here.
I got a whole archery set up.
It's Pride Month. If it's June.
I got like 5 bows and arrows.
Do you really?
Yeah, bro. I launched a couple. I had a 80-pound bow and arrow set. I had launched it into the other guy's house. I missed. I missed, bro, and it went to.
I thought you didn't have anybody in your backyard.
I didn't, bro, but I didn't realize how far it went.
Wait, how many yards away is the closest backyard to you?
The closest house is like 600 feet, maybe 700 feet. It's
back
far.
That way.
Yeah, straight down that way.
Oh,
bro,
I thought there was nothing there.
Flew. I didn't realize if you miss on an 80-pound arrow, it just flies.
So the other one that you had that we used to shoot in your other backyard, how many pound was that?
That was 80 pounds.
Yeah, 80 pounds.
Yeah, that was really strong.
So, but the kids ones that I have that can go up to 35, 40 pounds, they go from range from 15 to 25 or 30 pounds. I can't remember exactly, but those, they're harmless. I mean, yeah, of course there's just a level of danger to it, but still, these 2 arrows I launched, I missed twice. Okay, they went over the target. It went into the bushes.
You walked back there and you found them?
Man, the funny thing is, like, this whole kitchen window is open, like, in the backyard. And it seemed, I was just praying that no one's there watching me creep into their backyard, looking into their bushes. And after half an hour of searching, then I started saying, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, because Amr had said, you should have started off saying that right off the bat. Oh, Mort was saying that to me.
Yeah, finally I get some goddamn credit.
But my stubborn behind was like, oh, you know what? I have to say as a last resort. So I started saying as a last resort.
He had like stages of like his need for Allah. Like right now I don't need him. So I'm gonna wait till I need him and then say it.
There should be sometimes you should wait for that card. Like you want to submit it when you I mean like when you're asking Allah for help. Sometimes I feel like you shouldn't be always like so needy.
You should be always.
You should always be very needy.
You should always be.
But sometimes I get embarrassed, you know.
You shouldn't be good.
Yeah.
That's good for human beings. You get embarrassed. But Allah, look, the hadith Qudsi of Rasul of Allah about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that if the human being doesn't ask, that's when Allah gets upset. So you should always ask regardless. But anyways, what happened?
So yeah, after just crawling around their bushes.
What time was this?
This is 2-3 hours ago. He was out helping
That was
his mom.
today. You
Yeah.
crazy guys.
Yeah, and I was in the bushes like a creepster. And I finally
This is
found.
so weird.
Dude, what if they thought you were a peeping Tom?
I said in the Raju, and then I got one, and then I said it again. I found the second one.
Did I
How-
tell
how
you,
far
bro?
apart were they?
It was so
It's
far
instant, bro. Make that.
How far apart did you find them?
What did you kill?
They're about 5-6 feet
Oh,
apart.
you didn't kill nothing.
But
Yeah.
there's so many like bushes,
So are
you
you
know.
plan on putting a big board behind it or something just in case?
No,
you
no, I have it facing the other neighbor's lawn now. So,
They're closer though.
but the other neighbor doesn't have a patio that I could kill
Like, it
someone
can't
at.
go
You know,
through. It'll go past them. Like
it'll just
not
go past
in.
it into a
Yeah.
forest or something. It
Or like
just
into
goes-
that shed. No, but you know what? The first time when I was like 16, I convinced my parents to buy me a pellet gun,
Yeah.
and I had this genius idea of trying to shoot squirrels. So I'm walking out there, after seeing boys in the hood, and don't be a menace. I'm
Holding
sitting
your
there, I'm sideways. I'm walking like this, I'm like hitting this thing, right? Next thing, all you hear is bing, 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 bing. I'm hitting the houses, right?
That's messed
All of a
up.
sudden, this
bro.
lady comes by and she goes, "You idiot! Who let their son have a pellet gun? I'm outside here with my baby, my newborn baby in the lawn. Oh my God, what's wrong with you people?" And I'm sitting here just taking out my CO2 cartridge. I'm like,
That's pretty
Sorry, lady.
irresponsible, Morton.
I was like 14, 15 years old.
So what? You needed a spanking, bro.
No, hell no, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't know how far that thing was gonna go. It was
Did you
like-
apologize to her?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, sorry, lady. I was finding my creek.
Sorry, lady.
No,
He
I was-
didn't apologize.
No, because
This
no,
is him
listen.
adding some salt.
No, listen. You
Salt
remember?
and
If Ward
pepper
said
to
he
the
apologized,
story.
he apologized. You know how hard it is for him to say that he apologized?
I'm like, I don't know. I literally said,
You know
hey,
how difficult it is for him to admit
no,
that he
you
said
want to
sorry?
know the exact answer? I said, listen, this is what happened. First, let me tell you. You remember my old house? We had a creek in our property.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was firing in the creek. So I just kept following it like this. The next time I went like this. I went boom. It hit that way to the house, right? Yeah, I didn't know somebody
Crazy
with a
kid, bro.
newborn's going to be outside their house in the middle of goddamn afternoon. How did I know that, right? Anyways, so comes over digging
I have a
all-
similar story.
all enraged. I'm talking about she's like, she was in her nightgown and everything. She didn't even, man, the only time a woman didn't care about makeup, she was out in the front of the house. She was mad. And then I'm like, hey, listen, lady, I'm sorry. I was trying to shoot the squirrel that was running across, And she's like, you're so irresponsible. I'm like, yeah, but it was kind of my property. I didn't realize it was going to go to your property. And then she's like, oh, whatever. I'm going to call the police. And the cops came and I'm like, he's like, just don't do it again. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm cool, bro.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
going to say too much. At
Well,
most, they'll confiscate it. They confiscated from you?
No, hell no.
Sheikh, you
If he was
you
black, they
were.
just would have shot you.
Huh?
If he was black, they just would have shot you. Cops.
Not in Lombard.
Not Lombard.
No,
Oh, yeah?
no.
Sheikh, you had a similar story.
I mean,
You were
it's not-
incarcerated
it's not
once.
nearly- no, it's not nearly as nice as that story.
Prison work.
No, one of my brother's friends came over. He left his BB gun at our house.
Mm.
And I think my brother kept it in his room.
Was it a pump
Yeah,
action?
in his room. Yeah, it actually was. And he left some BBs too. So what I did was, me being, I think I was like 11 or 12 at the time. It was very memorable because I was shooting out the window, but I was like opening the window. I went really far back, and I was trying to shoot a tree that's in my front yard, the front yard of my neighbors that were in front of us. But it was like I was shooting kind of high. I didn't realize that it was ricocheting off the tree. So I have this house, well, my parents' house. There's another one right here. They're actually the only white people in the neighborhood.
Oh,
I
I
think.
thought it was the Mias.
No.
Oh.
It's 2 houses down from the Mias. And then all of a sudden, I look out, and I see the guy in his front yard, talking to the police officer. He's pointing up at our window.
Oh, I remember that guy.
And then the cops, they came to our house. They ring the bells. Only me, my brother, and my younger siblings were home. No one else was home, right? And then the cops like, who's got a gun in the house? I was like, oh shoot! Imagine you hear cops saying that inside your house.
Oh man.
Wallahi, dude. I was like, oh shoot! And I like took the gun, I put it underneath my bed to get it behind from them. But the cops called these two big dudes like, where's the gun? Where's the gun? I was like, right here. I was like 11 years old, bro.
I did it.
I was like 11 years old, and that's why I actually had to confiscate it. Then they were like lecturing me, and then my older brother was acting like he was really pissed off at me in front of them to let them know that he's responsible and stuff. And then they confiscated the gun basically.
They're not allowed to
Hey.
confiscate.
I guess
Yeah,
they
they are.
did.
If they go up and listen, if they asked you where the gun is, you do one like this.
Yeah, I was scared, bro. Two
Yeah, I'm just
two
kidding.
cops in a
No,
Daisy
no.
household, bro.
No, but
That's
I mean,
that never happens.
Oh, I can't tell you the number of times that, and Sheikh Hamid probably didn't know this, but the number of times that I was 16, we were driving together, and we got pulled over. I can't tell you how many times I had these pellet guns under the seat, and you didn't know about it, but you could have gotten in trouble.
He
just
be
saying.
doing some crazy stuff though.
Yeah, I mean, I just had them. I don't know why, but
Sheikh, do you recommend
Aim days, aim 7, 8, 6 days.
now that summer is starting? Are there any activities that you recommend the Shabab to focus on in terms of physical activities?
Shabab.
Things that you would recommend that are part of the Sunnah, and
Yeah, procreation.
well, procreation that goes without saying.
I mean, just
think he means
it's
like-
more procreation.
I think he
It's
means
some-
like swimming
Oh,
and
Yeah.
like camping.
Oh, okay.
and
Swimming,
running.
camping,
But
archery.
procreation is part of the sunnah too, right?
Procreation for
Yeah, but that
sure.
happens all year
you
round.
don't have any.
You know, I think what would be awesome locally if we take, Mike's wife. He used to be Eagle Scout, and he loves going camping.
Aren't all
Can we
Eagle
do
Scouts
that?
like nerds?
No, wait.
No,
they
no,
know how to make fires from like
No,
Can we do a
nothing,
camping trip, like a Mad
I'm
Mamluks
down.
sponsored camping trip?
Let's do it.
Me and him went to like Kettle Moraine, and it was the funnest thing that we did.
What's Kettle Moraine? I don't know.
It's
what that
all
is,
the
I'm
way
sorry.
in Wisconsin. It's like this old glacier, like they have this old like lakes around where where the glaciers melted like millions of years ago, and it formed like these mountainous like areas and lakes, and it's all like really hilly. There's trail riding and everything, and we just went out there for like a weekend. Remember that?
How long ago was this?
Yeah, we went.
A few years ago, like
There was a
5
great mountain bike path around there because
Yeah.
a lot of times in the Midwest it's very hard to find good mountain biking places.
Yeah.
And this was intense. I mean, I'm talking about like where we were on like narrow paths where if you went a little bit to the left or the right, you'd fall down a whole like a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget
Yeah, it
that. I
was
don't like that
intense.
stuff, bro.
No,
No,
but
no,
you
no,
don't have
okay.
to do that. You could take the baby route too.
Yeah, you can go hiking. You don't have to do the
I
mountain
like the
bike.
baby route.
Yeah.
Like remember when snowboarding? I wanted to go sledding. You didn't let me go tubing.
You
Oh,
like the-
Sheikh, man.
you
For
like the bunny hop?
listeners don't know this
was
one time
horrible,
Sheikh
bro.
went with us to snowboarding. It was not a good experience, let's just say.
Horrible. You know what it reminded me of? For something, can I
Yeah.
set the back?
There was no buttercup.
So you were coaching me and another brother.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to mention his name. And it reminded me of Cool Runnings. Remember Cool Runnings?
Yeah.
With the Jamaican bobsleigh people? I swear. Because this guy's going on the hill. He's got regular shoes on. He's totally fine because he's used to snowboarding. And that was borderline nightmare.
Is that when you fell on your
Remember when
backside?
we stopped, when I stopped the
Yeah.
the
Oh,
what do you
the
call it?
airlift.
lift?
The lift. You
Bro,
stopped it.
That was messed up.
Oh,
So-
because you got stuck on the lift.
No. This is what happened.
No,
man.
no, can I start out? Can I set
Yeah,
the-
go ahead.
So, Sim's like, all right, you got to put this snowboard on. I told this to my students. My students made fun of me for a
It's too
second.
complicated for him.
It's way
bro.
too complicated for me.
Too many steps.
Let him tell the story, bro.
So he's like, all right, you got to put the snowboard on, and then you got to walk with one foot. Remember the thing you were teaching us? You walk with one foot and you keep the snowboard on one foot. All right. So I was like, all right, how long? I couldn't keep balance. I couldn't even do that. So I'm like trying to hold on the rope. Mind you, we're in Cascade Mountain, Wisconsin. We're the only colored folk there, bro. That was messed up. Dude. You took us to a place where we were like so unwelcome.
I don't think you would be welcome in any
Okay,
place.
You were a thope.
Snowboarding is
So check this out.
primarily a white sport,
I know.
or skiing.
So we're getting closer and closer to the lift. The lift goes up like this, and you have to jump off. So Sim's like, all right, dude, you have to jump on. I was like, how can I jump? I can't even walk on this. He's like, no, just jump on. You'll do it. So my turn is coming. Sim and the dude get on, and then I try to get on this one. I couldn't get on, right? And then the next one comes, and I like hang on. I jump, and there's another dude that works there. He jumps on, and he saw me jump on. He's like, first time, huh? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, don't worry, man. You'll get used to it. Everybody comes here whenever, and they learn within their first or two tries, you know. Just be patient. So he's telling me, he's like, all right, over here. And the Sims told me, he's, you have to jump off over here. The guy's like, all right, you have to jump off. I was like, how am I supposed to jump off? He says, jump off, and then you have to move out of the way so the swing doesn't hit you. And I was like, why would this be so complicated? Because they know beginners like me come here. Dude, I'm not exaggerating. So the swing is reaching the top of the hill, and you had the hesitation thing, about jumping, you don't do it type thing.
So you got higher up.
No.
Hold on. So it's not about getting higher up. It's turning back around like this to go back down to pick up the people, right? So I jump off. I like, all right, just do it. I was like, all right,
No,
that's
he's
it.
waiting.
Kamikaze.
He's waiting to the last second.
Yeah, I'm like, because I'm trying to assess where the highest point is to the swing, but that's messed up.
Now
because
it's
if
turning back around.
Yeah, so I jump like this. I get off. I slip, and there's this bar that has like these stripes on it, like "Do not touch wire."
Do not enter.
Do not enter
because
sign.
It's going the other way, so it's gonna have a "Do not enter" bar.
So I go this way, I jump off, I slip, I flip backwards, and I kick that bar, and the "Do not enter" sign ends in my lap, and I'm on my back.
He's sitting on his butt. You know,
And this lift stops. The lift stops, bro.
the whole lift stops. He's sitting there in the snow with the "Do not
And
enter"
this guy,
sign.
instead of helping me, you know what he says? He's like, "Oh, sorry, guys, it's just first time." I'm like, and I'm on the ground. I have this sign, and remember, I don't know how to get up yet. I don't know how to get up yet because I have snowboard on my foot. I was like, Sim, they can see that. I was so pissed off at you, bro.
around in the snow like this.
That's kind of what happened. So then we go to the top. After all that happens, I'm like, man, this is something you see in the movies, right? Bro, I must have been snowboarding for like 2 hours. Okay? And I just kept on falling. I literally turned around. I was like, all right, I got to be pretty far. I literally turned around, and the starting point was like right there, bro. I was so pissed off. And then it was time for Aloha. Remember it was time to pray? So I took off my snowboard. I went down to pray. I went to the side, right? I did wudu with like the ice, you know, because I was really hot anyway.
And then you fell like in this hole.
No,
Oh.
I went down in this thing and I went
okay,
to pray there. So while I'm praying, some guy, he stops because he sees me. I'm like the only dude there. He thinks something's wrong. He thinks something bad happened. Dude, everything just went crazy this trip. And he's like, hey, while I'm praying, hey, you okay? And I'm praying. I'm like, oh, shoot, what do I do? He's like, hey, buddy, you all right over there? I just put my thumb up like this. I'm praying. And then I put my snowboard back on. I tried for another hour. I told Sim and his buddy, I was like, hey, guys, I'm not doing this anymore. I literally quit. I took them off. I walked to the car, turned the heat on, and just took a nap, bro, until they finished. It was horrible. It was horrible.
It was a nightmare.
It was horrible.
He was the
Yeah,
biggest baby
so-
I've ever taken.
But when I went
I
there,
have
this is how
taken
it started.
many people
I saw the
snowboarding.
kids going tubing, like on their way to the snowboarding thing. I was like, hey, I want to go tubing, bro. And Sim didn't let me go tubing. He's like, nope, you're not going to go tubing.
Tubing is for children, yeah.
Bro, the tubing's still fun though.
It is, right?
Yeah, I'm
You'd go tubing
You
with me,
can go
right?
tubing, bro, but this is not meant for.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
place
no,
does
wait,
not allow
wait.
adults to tube.
Yeah.
That's all right.
If you're going all the way to this place and you should go snowboarding or skiing. I mean, you don't go.
Okay, have you ever went
tubing
snowboarding?
on the Square Hill?
Have-
Yeah, long
Yeah,
time ago.
yeah.
But I'll tell you this much though, I don't do it now because it's just too of a.
Too dangerous.
No, it's just too much of a. It's not my culture, bro.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's not my thing. I'm not a snowboard. Right? You understand?
And the thing that was so disheartening, these little kids, bro, 8-year-old kids just flying past you, doing all these cool tricks, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so let me just tell you this much, dude. Camping is so much more simpler.
Yeah,
All right, I
camping's
will
dope.
pitch the tent.
I like camping.
So the only thing I had to worry about, though, depending where you go, I remember one time we opened up, and I opened up the. So what happened was his brother actually came and spent one night with us. Irfan, he came, and he wakes up, and you know when he wakes up, everyone wakes up, right? Because he starts moving the tent, just moving around. So I'm like, oh, and I happen to be in my tent because I had space, right? So you know the whole tent's rattling around, bro. I'm like, okay. So he opens the zipper. Me and him open the zipper to get out because you know me and him in this tent, right? It's getting super hot now, right? Because just the air, oxygen, right? Just two, dudes. Anyways, so right, he opened the tent. He's like. He just freezes, and you know you know how on your hands and knees, you know, like
I
him,
know what
especially
you're
being
gonna
him.
say.
He's on his hand and knees and just freezing. Like, Irfan, move, like what are you doing? And I see he's frozen, and like there's like a black bear, right? Just trying to get in like the you know how we put the food containers underneath the bench because when you do that, it can't lift the lid off. Like these bears try to shake like the thing, right? So we saw it trying to like grab in this cooler. And Irfan just like rolls back and we just zip the tent back up.
So they don't come and try to disrupt the tent or anything ever?
Not usually.
They
Like
just
they
look for
don't.
the food.
You're looking for food.
What
yeah.
would you do if they did then? You just have to...
Man, I would throw Irfan in his way and run. I wouldn't do it. No, but anyways, I mean, if they do, you gotta just, I mean, you gotta move away from them, and you can't run around them. I mean, but
Yeah, I
then
know,
again,
black bears are
these
fast.
are not black bears. Like black bears aren't like the grizzly. I'm sorry, these are like they're not grizzly bears that will like harm you. Most of these are like just regular black and brown bears, where like they want to run away. They're not like the kind of grizzly bears are like the ones that want to fight humans.
But I don't think there's any grizzly bears in that area.
Not really, not in that area. So you don't have to worry too much. But you know, I mean, you'll see stuff like that. But other than that, they'll go away by themselves. But I mean, other than that, it's really cool. Like you just have to make sure. But see, I worry about you though because you're kind
I
of
carry
weird.
bear spray and a gun
No,
with
you're
me.
weird though because like you want to walk around barefoot and like sniff things around, like do weird
Sniff things? What,
Yeah,
I look like
yeah,
a
I
bear
don't know,
to
like
you?
So at the same trip that me and Mort were at the campgrounds, the guys that later that evening, we went to pick up some stuff. I think we were picking up some drinks or something
I remember
from one of these small stores that are near these campgrounds. They're like, just very small stores. They have a few items there. And then I see right by the cash register or something, I see something that says, you can make the campfire color change, the fire color change.
I bought that. Yeah, remember that.
So we're like, hey, Mort, let's buy this. And I'm like, he's like, why? I'm like, I'll explain to you later. And Morty's like, okay, fine. We sit in the car because I didn't want to talk about it in front of the other guys. But I'm like, Mort, these guys, I know them. In the evening, they're going to want to talk around the campfire. And this is when they start talking about gin. And when they do this, that's when we use these pellets that will make the color of the fire change to
it was a
different
powder
color.
that made it change from to green and blue. It was just
Purple,
made it change.
different colors, man.
Different colors.
So later that night,
How many guys did you guys go with?
about 25.
No,
I didn't
There
know
was a
that.
lot of guys, bro.
No, this was only 6 guys.
No,
Yeah,
bro.
the guy with the BMW.
You're probably thinking about the other one where you guys went on
different
RAS.
trip. Yeah, no, that was them.
Oh yeah, there's so many different trips, bro.
Yeah.
But anyway, there were a few guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let's just say
Like 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 guys. So these guys start doing their spiel. They got the food cooking, they got the marshmallows on the campfire,
s'mores.
and then soon, like around 9-10 o'clock, they start talking about gins, and that's when old Sim says, "Hey, where's that pouch?"
We tossed it in the
So we
fire.
talked
The whole pouch?
Yeah.
We tossed up all
No,
the
no, no.
pouch.
Actually, hold on. We forget something. So before, we're like, hey, we know the story of this gin that was in the campsite one time, and it was going on making the fire, it was coming off as fire. And it was changing colors. It was coming around through the fire. Remember, we started telling that story. We told them like 15 minutes before before they started telling their gin
Yeah.
stories.
That's crazy.
Right? We started
Yeah.
building it, and they're all in their stories, right? And so while they're getting hyped, me and Sim got these powders.
Because we're adjusting the logs. We're just making sure,
And they're not catching that you're throwing these pellets.
Well,
in.
they have no idea
They have no idea what
they
these
have no idea that these pellets even exist, or
Okay.
they can change the color of fire. Like until I saw them, I had no idea
we
they
don't know
existed.
either. Yeah.
So we tossed it back in there, and we come back, sit down, and about 20 minutes into it, then that's the color of the fire starts changing. It. I'm like, guys, are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing what's happening to the fire?
Like, this is what happened in our story. Oh my god, bro! And I remember the kids, man. They started freaking out, like, "Oh, the below,
Bro,
You
you remember that scene from
oh, the below."
Bro, you remember those scenes from Scooby Doo when Shaggy jumps into Scooby's arms? That's how these kids were, man. They were jumping into each other's arms. Like,
Were they all younger than you guys?
huh?
Were they all younger?
No, they're
or-
our age. They were like some older than
Really?
us too. but they never been. They were talking these things about gins, and when we tested them a little bit, they freaked out, bro.
Wow.
By the way, this was at the bait shop because we were going fishing. Remember
bait
it?
shop, that was-
That's where it was. We were getting bait, and we saw oh, look at this.
Wow, how come
Yeah.
you guys didn't tell me about this trip?
Because you weren't invited yet, shit.
You were still in the
Oh.
deserts of
You
of
said
Delhi.
5 years ago, bro.
You were in the deserts of Delhi. Somewhere.
I don't know, bro. You have so many excuses whenever we ask you.
Yeah, you're midnight
We can't-
PM or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that only happened
No, or
once
you-
in Ramadan, like
Hey,
5
hey,
years
hey,
ago.
Hey, dude, so I invited him to Sopor, right? He's like, I gotta. It was like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. He's like, I gotta do my taxes.
No, that was the only time my cousin was able to help me. I was
He
like,
has the wackest
Like taxes
excuses.
at 2 a.m. I don't know.
that's the only time he was free, dog.
That's how he lets you know he doesn't like you.
Yeah.
No, dude, this is real.
Yo.
You guys want to call him right now and ask him?
You would rather
We
do
can call him right now and
you
ask
would
him.
rather do taxes
Really?
than have
Really?
to do. That's what you're saying. And
No,
everybody hates taxes.
no, because there was this brother who we had this annual Sahur, right? So this one brother's like, hey, can you invite Sheikh Amr? And I was like, but Sheikh Amr is not interested in hanging out with you. I just straight up told him that, right?
You're a punk, bro. Why would
You
you
know?
say that? I actually was very
it's
interested.
true, right? And then I hit him up. I was like, yo.
It's not true, bro. I
You know.
like that dude.
Anyways, I want to. So Fahim sent me something the other day. He posted something on IG the other day.
Yeah.
That it's super. So it's Pride Month, right?
Ooh.
Did you know this?
Yes.
Okay.
the hottest month of the year.
Dude, I don't know if you
My
want to
work is sending emails daily because it's part.
Oh, really?
No other subsection, cross section of the American community gets this much attention every week. Dude, I kid you not. At least
Alhamdulillah, I work in a
So
workplace.
every
where we
day.
don't- I never got a
check your
single
WhatsApp.
email.
I sent
Yeah.
you a video, a link just now. Check your WhatsApp, personal. I DM'd you a WhatsApp. Fahim posted us on IG the other day. I was like, because you hear all this stuff about indoctrination of kids, and
Oh,
then you
yeah.
see this, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Yep. People always said, "Oh, as long as it doesn't affect me, it's gonna be okay." Oh, it's gonna affect everybody.
Oh, man.
Can I ask you guys a question? This may sound a little. Oh, but are you sorry? Are you done with?
No,
your
I
piece?
want to see if Sims.
Yeah,
willing to
I'm
pull
gonna
the
put it. I'm pulling it up. Hang on.
Yeah, dude, check this. This
Hang
is
on,
wild.
second.
This
If
is,
Maheen says wild or Mort says something is wild, then I gotta check.
like,
this
I
out.
generally am just like, you know,
Hey, Blue, look at all these families.
Hi, families!
It's time for a pride parade.
Families marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. This family has two mommies, they love each other so
La hawla
proudly,
wa
and
la
they all
quwwata illa
go
billah.
marching in the big parade. Families marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah. This family has two daddies, they love each other so proudly, and they all
It gets
go
worse. There's one at the,
marching in
you can catch.
the big parade. Come on, friends!
Come on,
Families marching
friends!
three by three,
Wait, can you pause it for 1
hurrah,
second?
hurrah.
Yeah.
Family
No, is this some offshoot thing or this is like
this is
something?
Blue
that's spread-
Clues. This is really legit Blues Clues.
Oh, I thought this was like some.
It's not offshoot. It's like
Some
legit.
No,
South
this is like a
Park is-
mainstream, like child cartooning program.
I think South Park needs to do a parody of this.
This is Blues Clues. It's really, and it's like, I'm looking on BuzzFeed. It's like, and look at the headlines. This Blues Clues virtual Pride Parade might be the best thing Nickelodeon's ever made.
It's on
Oh, this is
Nickelodeon, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
Keep playing it. I want to see this.
These sodomites are trying to, like, you know,
Yeah.
sodomize Nickelodeon.
And there's one person, I was like, I showed Mort the Twitter thing. It's like, so there's this beaver. If you keep going, there's a beaver that has like, oh, we love the top scars from the gender surgery. The
Oh,
beaver
yeah,
has
can you
freaking top
please?
scars.
the big parade.
If you keep going, I think.
Families marching 6 by 6, hurrah, hurrah.
This guy?
All families are made differently. They love each other so proudly.
Look for
and
the,
they all go
there's a beaver that you'll see with
marching
like
in
scars.
The big parade. Families marching 8 by 8, hurrah, hurrah.
What is it, 8 by 8,
Families
6 by
marching
8?
8
The
by
multiplication
8,
table?
hurrah, hurrah. This house is a family of kings and queens. They love each other so proudly, and they all go.
It's probably like some like weird
marching
polyamory or something.
the big parade, let's celebrate! Families marching 9 by 9, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 9 by 9, hurrah, hurrah. Allies to the queer community can love their queer friends so proudly,
What
and they
is
all
this?
go marching in the big parade. Families marching 10 by 10, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 10 by 10, hurrah, hurrah. Love is love is love, you see, and everyone should love proudly, and we'll all go marching in the big parade.
Wow, so strange, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Blue.
I guess there's
Happy Pride.
I guess there should be yeah, there was like a Twitter, and somebody posted about Twitter. Yeah, that was like, I saw, like, normally stuff didn't, like Sheikh Amr was saying, Morton and I have, we pretty much have pretty low standards. We'll pretty much put up with whatever. Everything's like, we'll just laugh about it. And like, but this is like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
if I
like,
saw
this
this, I'd make that Salafi dua against them. May Allah guide you or break your back.
Yeah,
And I would say that, but they might think breaking your back means something else.
look, Brokeback
Whoa.
Mountain.
Yeah, so I don't know. So
Interesting
yeah, I guess you have to zoom in.
I didn't realize.
No,
that.
so like check this out. There's a Twitter tweet. It's like Blue's Clues taking the time to give this beaver top scars makes me feel a lot of feelings. Not gonna lie. There you can see. I don't know if you. It's probably zoomed in. You see,
Oh,
you see what I'm
Let me
talking
see.
about?
okay. So where
Okay.
was that?
I think it was in because you see all those animals at the end. They probably just zoomed in. They probably caught it. They probably like subtly.
So what it meant was like they added details with like a post-op surgery where they
Oh,
basically
here it is.
removed it.
You
I found
it?
it.
Yeah.
So right here, the farthest right beaver,
Oh yeah.
he's got the
Like
man boobs.
The man
Or
things removed.
was cut. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so if you can answer a question for me, a little political analysis here, Sim and Morty, if you guys don't mind. Why so much emphasis and why so much help to the rescue of the Pride people? And why so many corporations it's like a deal breaker, even though they're conglomerates of trillion-dollar corporations, and only maybe 1% of the population is probably gay. I don't know.
No, so these corporations, everyone who is, fighting for any kind of social justice values or any kind of new activist framework that is popular in the media, they're all behind it. Corporations say, "Oh, we're all with you as long as you're not worried about how much money we're stealing from you." They don't care about all this stuff. They
I know they
love
don't
it.
care, but I'm wondering why it's this whole outwardly, like you're saying, tons of emails. No one else gets that.
So a lot of companies, what they do is they look at what Silicon Valley companies are doing. I said Silicon Valley. No pun intended. Yeah. Yeah. So whatever's happening in California is really being permeated throughout the rest of the United States. A lot of companies are looking at them and seeing, oh well, what's Google doing? What are they doing? And what are they doing? Oh well, because the assumption is made that they have the brightest.
They have, and they're 20
talent
years ahead of everybody else.
I don't think it's that. I think it's what happens is that if someone gets sued at Google or there's a media blackout or it comes up some attention or rally in front of Google for not being inclusive, that trickles down to everything else. Oh, Google is like these companies are doing it, so now you have to do it now. Like for example, same thing with Black Lives Matter. If you're not down with Black Lives Matter, then you are anti-black. And so now we had to have everywhere you went, there was you had to have some kind of support for it, right? If not, then you were canceled, right? And you were labeled as such. And that's kind of what happens with this way. Like if you're gay, or you're not supporting LGBTQ movements, well, then you must be you're not an ally, right? Because you have no excuse because it's not inclusive, right? You're not being what do you call it? What is that? Equal opportunity employer.
Yeah,
right?
but most of the companies in America right now, they're not part of this thing. There's a select group of companies that are Fortune 500 companies that have a lot of weight behind them. They have they're all following a direction from the companies in California. So especially these
but
tech
do you think
companies.
it's a direction, or you think it's because when they see that pushback, if they're not doing it, people expect
No.
employees. I think employees will expect and say, "Hey, Google employees get it." They're onto something because they prevent lawsuits, right? They say, "Hey, potentially if Google is doing something like this, it means it opens the door. There's a precedence. If they have it and we don't
Well,
do it."
that's what I said. I said that they're following the Google's precedent.
Well,
So it's more of a
thing is-
legal
Yeah, I think
protection.
it's more about legal protection, not because they actually want to say, "Oh, Google's great. We want to be like Google." Not that. In the
Yeah,
lens.
yeah, but still, there still is a way where they don't have some kind of moral backbone where they think that they've actually taken a position on this stuff. They're just following the
Correct.
legal framework
Yeah.
where they're protected the most. They have the best public image as well, and hence they're like, oh, you know what? If they're doing it, it has to be right.
Yeah.
They have the best lawyers. They have all
I
these
agree.
other layers, but they also have this other hidden nefarious agenda where they're like, you know what? We'll even cheer them on too. Well, because you remember what Gillette did, where they were talking about toxic masculinity and how horrible. Basically, they were trying to talk about how men should be better fathers. And I didn't inherently disagree with that message that Gillette was putting out there, but it was really jumping on board with what the feminist narrative was.
I disagree with who made them do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you would have done it because you had a general campaign of your own.
Out of morality, yeah.
Right. But because some woman told you to do it and she thinks she has the right to mansplain our issues, sorry, you don't get that opportunity. You don't get no sympathy from me. It just is what it is. But what he's saying is absolutely correct. They follow these, it's kind of like either if you don't do it, then you will be canceled by these people. It's just simply what it is, right? So they're trying to, and also, in certain industries, it is a business, right? Like they can increase revenue by making another holiday.
Yeah.
Pride Month. Oh, let's do this. Let's sell that.
The whole month, yeah.
Yeah. This is what it is. You think they actually care about Black Pride Month or Black History Month or whatever it is? You think they care about this stuff? They don't. It's another Hallmark holiday, bro. It's another way to make money. It's a marketing tool. They get to say they get to look like they actually care about people, right, in one way, and then they get to also they satisfy like the social justice part of it. At the same time, they line their pockets. They make a whole crap ton of money off this.
One of my employees was telling me today that cause in public schools now, because my kids are in Islamic schools, but in public schools they're actually starting to roll out like Gay History Month.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So it just
I
like,
would pull my kids out of that for the whole month.
Bro, just take your kids out of public school altogether.
Good idea.
Do homeschooling.
Yeah, man.
It's the best thing ever.
Just teach them archery and how to hunt and skin
Yeah,
animals.
we gotta check
Most
out
of the crap in public school you forget anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, all you really need is half an hour math, half an hour of
Science.
Islamic studies, science. You really need like
English,
after you
yeah.
saw the whole lockdown and how they implemented
Yeah.
school for the kids. How much were the kids learning in school for? 3.5 to 4 hours max.
Yeah.
Can we be honest?
They don't need school.
No, can we be honest though? For the most part, school is a glorified daycare for parents.
It is.
Yeah.
It
That's
is,
all
yeah.
really it is, right? You don't need to be in school for 8 hours,
Yeah.
right? We were all in school. We know that we did at tops maybe 3 hours. After 3-4 hours, you're burnt. You're like, I don't want to do this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not going to class anymore.
The only reason why those timings
Yeah.
are there is
But
because of parents' work timings.
Right, exactly. It's, hey, you'll be home just in time for your kids to get home around the same time,
Yeah.
right? It's just kind of like approximation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the whole thing,
But
right?
remember how exhausted socially you'd get to just by, I don't care how extroverted you are or introverted like me, people just get exhausted like just by the perceptions and the other upkeep that you need to maintain in
Yeah.
order to maintain whatever standing or status you have within friend circles and things like that. It weighs down on a child's mind, right?
Yeah. Totally. Man.
So when you remove all that crap out of the equation and you just focus on the actual knowledge, math, science, reading, English, and then throw in some Islamic studies, what you have half an hour of each.
Yeah.
You're 2.5 hours of actual school that's actually worthwhile, and then they can actually
No fluff. Yeah.
So speaking of shaping children's minds, do you want to pull that clip up you showed me?
Oh yeah. Here we go.
This is
I have it
amazing.
ready.
This made my day when you showed it to me.
Really?
I was like,
Wow.
Yeah.
We're getting a treat here. First, something that you were amazed by, and something else you were
he's
amazed by.
easily moved.
Right
This
here.
guy's-
Critical race theory wants to end that. Not with my children.
Oh, yeah.
It's not gonna happen. My baby's gonna know.
Whoa, hang on.
Daddy
Yeah,
teaches
you got a
you.
little ahead of yourself, buddy.
Daddy teaches you can be anything in this world that you want to be. Right? Don't Daddy teach you that?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or any color.
Doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, yellow. Right?
Black.
And how we treat people is based on who
Yeah.
they are and
And
not
if
what
they're
color
nice.
they are.
And if they're nice and smart.
See, this is how children think right here. Critical race theory wants to end that. Not with my children. It's not gonna happen. My baby's gonna know that no matter what she wants to be in life, all she has to do is work hard, and she can become that.
Work hard even though you don't know anyone. You can make friends.
Oh, that's
Wow.
so cute.
Yeah, you can make
this
friends,
kid
no
is
matter
awesome.
what color they are. So we need to stop
child is
CRT.
oozing with confidence,
Period.
bro.
Point blank. Children do not see skin color, man.
Subhanallah.
They love everybody. If they're good people, they love them.
We pray for people that are hurt.
Wow.
That's it,
That
man.
child is oozing with confidence, bro. That
see,
made my
but-
heart happy.
But why
bro.
are they oozing with confidence? Because their father tells them you could be anything.
Yeah, dude.
Don't worry about your skin tone. Don't worry about any of these problems out there. Do you?
I
Yeah,
think this child is internalized white supremacy.
Yeah, I know exactly.
That's the reason why.
That's it's,
Yeah, we should just have them complain about their color of their skin all day long and then say they can't get anything done.
it's like
That's better. You know what I mean? Like, no, I mean, but
That's a beautiful clip,
No, but
bro.
what he's saying is that it's
don't
exactly
feel
what
like
they
my
would
kids,
say,
man.
right? Other people on the outside would say, "Oh, how dare they don't recognize the intricacies and the what do they call that? What's the new word? Intersectionality of the problems that we have here, right?
yeah.
Are you stupid? Like, I mean, this girl has. Why would you want to? I was telling Sim, I'm like, you know what the greatest argument about this? Do you CRT like thumpers? Do you want to take that ambition away from a child like that? Do you want to crush her dreams? You gonna come and tell a child like that no, it's not possible to do what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
So Ozzy sent a couple super chats. Ozzy wrote, "I work
Is
in
Umar Zaman Ozi?
No.
No, from
This is
Australia.
the
Oz.
standard Ozzy who always sends a super chats.
okay.
Sheikh, from the beginning
You
for
always
months.
ask, is that Omar Zaman? Is
Just
Omar
gotta
Zaman?
make sure,
It's like
bro.
every
Just gotta
time.
make sure, you know? Just gotta make sure. Anyways, go ahead.
I,
Super
I
chat
work.
Ozi.
I work
You can just
in
call him
art.
Oz.
Can I?
But
Can
yeah,
I
yeah,
go?
let's call him Oz. That's his name.
Thank you. I work in arts, media, and film industry. A lot of people are LGBTQI. We have to ask ourselves as Muslims, how are we promoting arts and culture?
How are we?
How are we as Muslims
Yeah, I
Promoting
think it's
arts.
RE. But anyways, wait, hold on, real quick. What was the I?
The
Intersection.
Intersectional?
Indian?
Idiot.
Indians? I don't know.
What? We don't have the I in America yet. We're still working on it. What is it?
Is
I mean,
that-
is OZ from Australia?
Oh, it could be American Indian. The feathers, not the dots.
No, bro, it's not Indians. LGBTQ, something with gender.
No, because Indians, Native Americans
Nah,
also want
bro,
some
it means something else,
inclusivity.
bro.
Intersex. Your wife just messaged in the group.
No, no.
Intersex?
Yeah.
Intersex.
So what is that? Is that hermaphrodite?
No. Yeah.
So that's natural though. So those natural guys are being.
If it
screwed
is,
in.
you don't even know. Are you, do you
Okay.
guys know for sure?
No,
don't know.
it is intersex. Someone
So
put it in
his
there.
question is what about the arts and
So he's saying that when we're promoting, at least from what I understand from it, when we talk about various TV shows or movies and things like that related to, or that have themes related to LGBTQI, we have to ask ourselves how we're promoting it. As Muslims, we shouldn't be promoting it. I guess we should take a second guess and make sure that, you know, when we're talking about a certain TV show, that we're not promoting it within, and if it has some themes along that line, we shouldn't be promoting it.
No, I think
Ozzy,
also what he's saying
correct
is.
me if I'm wrong.
You know, I think
What are
also,
we doing for production, media production?
No, I think what he's also saying is that since he works in that field, you know, unconsciously we're supporting stuff like, for example, that TV show. You may just be doing like, not us specifically, but I mean like meaning people who produce these shows behind the scenes, right? Like maybe you're working for something like
Right.
Rami, and then like, you know, what if they come out and they actually have like a queer Muslim that comes out?
Well, yeah, that's what a lot of the people who came on our show said, that they've been pressured by people in Hollywood that you have to push these themes along your TV shows. Who's the story writer we had, bro? Help me out with
Kamran
that.
Pasha?
Kamran Pasha.
Yeah.
He's a Hollywood screenwriter, story writer, and he was telling us about how leftists in Hollywood would push him. Muslims from
Baba
of
Ali's
New
one of
York,
this too.
Muslims
Baba
of
Ali,
New York.
yeah.
He was trying to publish a book in the New Yorker or something.
Muslim of the
Muslim of the world.
Muslim of the world.
Yeah.
And they wanted a gay Muslim story.
Yeah, and they want a gay Muslim story. So
Yeah.
we know that there is it's not a requirement, but what it is it's become almost like a culture of fear. If you don't, you're noticed, and you
Bullies.
you're kind of like castigated, or you're just ostracized from.
It's like, oh, we took notice you didn't represent us,
Yeah.
right? So now we're coming for you. Like,
or no, we're just not going to represent you. Whatever
No,
effort you have.
What I mean is, like, for example, the people that weren't represented, like the gay people, I'm like, oh, we took note. We're going to be making sure that you get everybody knows that you didn't mention us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how dare you don't mention us? We're not included in your spaces. And that's the whole thing, the over-representation, right? If you look at the whole world population, what's the world population? Maybe 2%, 3% is gay, 3%, maybe 2% sodomites, and yet they're everywhere. Like, I mean, you have to hear about them all the
Yeah,
time.
you thought the average American, they're turned off by this as much as we are.
Yeah, of course. The average American doesn't. Look, it's not the
But they're
fact that.
bullied into not being
No,
able
no.
to talk
Here's the
about
thing.
it.
It's not that we care what you do in your bedroom. You want to be a sodomite, bro? You want to get down with boys and do things? I mean, that's your business, bro. But don't come to me and put it in my face.
Yeah.
I don't come talk about my sex life with you.
Yeah.
I don't jump into a room and go,
And you're not supposed to.
hey guys,
Islamically, you
I'm
don't."
a straight alpha cis male that's coming to dominate everybody around me. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my attitude, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care about your gender.
Or
I don't
even like in work, like, you know, like I know some companies are starting to require you put your pronouns in your signature, email signature. It's probably coming for
Yeah.
most of us.
Alhamdulillah, mine hasn't done it yet.
You know,
I
it's just
haven't
a
even had
matter
an
of
email
time.
about gay pride. I mean, this
You
whole
know what I'm
gay
saying?
month yet. Yeah.
But I think it's just a matter of time as you know, it'll happen, right? So I'm like, listen, I don't know. I start talking to have conversations like, listen, as a Muslim, I'm offended if you don't fast Ramadan with me and go to Jummah with me.
Yeah. I'm
If you want
offended
ally-
if you wear
I'm
your.
a- yeah, oh, you sister, you know, these women aren't wearing hijab at work. You know, this is a trigger. This is a microaggression.
That means you don't respect women.
You don't respect
I
women.
wonder
Yeah.
what happened if you
Or
did
you
that.
know what? I'm triggered.
I
the
mean,
fact-
If someone went all the way, I think people are not. Like, this is all hypothetical. People wouldn't go all the way with this. What if someone went all the way with it? How far could they take it? Because there's no boundaries.
There's no boundaries.
I need my own dedicated wudu space at work.
Yeah. How
You
dare
know,
you don't make me feel included? I don't feel included anymore.
It's awkward for me to put my foot in the sink. I need something low on the ground. I need something built.
Yeah, I'm handicapped too, so I need to get my foot there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm triggered because your pants are below your ankles. I can't focus anymore. I need a healing dog.
Actually, hold on. That happens to Salafis too,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, I'm saying, yeah. What if some guy's coming out of like Salafi rehab and he comes in the workplace and he's, you know, in this whole idea of intersectionality and just being safe space everywhere. He's like, I can't work. Your pants are above, you know.
I think what's gonna need is you need a minority group to like push the envelope the other way, because like.
And then tell him, hey, this is too much.
Like because
Bro, you know how much attention we can get if we did that, bro?
because one of my
you guys were all want to get attention,
no because
bro. This
one of my employees he's a Caucasian male. He's like, man, he's like telling me, he's like in his 50s. He's like, we're becoming the endangered species. You know?
He's
he's
right.
like, because he has no say. He's pretty much like, if you're a white man in America, man, ain't nobody got time for you.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, man, you might as well.
But you know what, though? I mean, I don't want to get in the whole politics of that, but
Yeah.
it's sad to me that someone has to feel that way. Right? Whether you be black, white.
Well, that's how
anyone,
the
Muslim-
alphabet people are feeling all
but
along.
I'm saying, no.
Now you know what they feel like.
No, but listen.
Jeez, Mort, have a heart.
Listen, look, alphabet people can do what they want to do. Don't come push it on me, right? Like, I don't expect people to, be a Muslim. I don't expect you to believe, even if you are Muslim, have the same beliefs as me. Just don't put it on me. Here's the problem. You want to say you want to have rights? I'm cool with that, man. This is a constitutional system. Everybody has their rights. Do what you want to do, no problem. But don't come to me and tell me that not only do I have to say that you have rights, but to then to co-sign and say, yeah, it's actually good what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't have to believe it's good, bro.
Yeah.
Let me believe what I believe.
Yeah.
And that's why they have control over your children now, man. I mean, a lot of people who, especially I know some Muslim families that live in California, and they're like, bro, I feel like they're taking my kids away from me, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be worse. 5 years, bestiality is gonna be a thing. There's gonna be next thing is gonna be is like, yeah, you have to be making public that you like taking a dump on your spouse during intercourse. Weird things like that.
Well, speaking of white people,
Hey, can we bring up Omar Lee real quick?
yeah, what
I
about
want to see if he can come up. We have brother Omar Lee just joined in the chat. I want to see if he wants to come on and add
Who's
something.
Omar
real
Lee?
quick. Omar Lee,
Lee.
bro. Omar Lee. Oh, never mind, bro.
Oh,
You'll
come on,
get
man.
it. You'll get it later, bro. When he comes on, you'll get it, bro.
I know two Omar Ali's.
Yeah, it's
Omar
not
Lee.
Lee?
Oh, Lee.
Assalamu
Like
alaikum,
Bruce Lee,
Omar.
yeah.
How you doing, brother?
Alhamdulillah, man. What's up going on, man? Y'all
going
having
on?
a interesting conversation talking about defecation and all kind of stuff, man.
I'm chopping it up, bro. That's what I'm doing. I'm
Omar
chopping
Lee
it
is
up.
going to be in studio as early as next week, right?
Y'all gonna make
Inshallah.
me go back to pedal to the metal Salafia if I tune in.
Yeah. I miss those days. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
No, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm actually resting tomorrow. I begin my great road trip. We're driving from Dallas to Memphis, to Nashville, D.C., New York City, Philadelphia, Chicago, and then back to St. Louis. So we got
mashallah.
So you'll probably be here like 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah, well, so we got about an 11-day road trip going on.
Okay.
When are you going to be in Chicago?
I'll be in Chicago. Let me look at the
'Cause I think I remember you saying the 12th.
the night of the 12th.
Yeah.
My hotel reservation. It's the night of the 12th.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
Take
Omar
the-
Lee is going to be in studio. We're going to, hopefully ask him anything that's on his mind. When you're on the Mamluks,
It's
you're
open book.
uncensored. Omar Lee is. We're expecting classic Omar Lee. So
Nothing less but the classic, bro.
I gotta make sure I finish your book. 'Cause I got halfway through your book, and I'll have to make sure I wrap it up before you show up.
Is that the Sea with No Shore book? Is that?
No, it's not Sea Without Shore.
Yeah. No, but man, we just wanted to bring you up real quick, man. I saw you in the audience, man. I always give you respect, so I just wanted to make sure that you got a chance to say what you wanted to say, bro.
yeah. I mean, I can't. I mean, it's. I'm a little hindered about how I could join in because I'm not really by myself. But it's obviously an interesting conversation. I mean, I think that so I've started like this weekly newsletter on Substack, and this week I'm going to be talking about the mosque report that just came out. I don't know if y'all got a chance to view the mosque report,
the survey
for 2020, but something you alluded to, parents feel like they're losing their children. The mosque report kind of alluded to that younger people are not attending the masjid at the levels of their parents' generation, fewer converts, fewer African American Muslims, fewer urban congregations, and a growth in the suburbs. So it's a pretty interesting study. I encourage y'all to look at it. I believe it came out today, or at least I saw it today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, bro. Inshallah. Before you get in here, I'm gonna make sure we read through it.
Yeah, some pretty interesting data. I mean, there's some positive signs and there and some negative. You know, I'd encourage everybody to dig through it. But look, y'all go ahead and have your ratchet conversation.
Hey, we're gonna get real ratchet when you come on the show, inshallah. We'll keep it for that. We'll chop it up.
Inshallah.
All right, man.
All right, salam alaikum, bro.
Yeah. While we're on the subject of white people, I want to tell our listeners to welcome my new wife, Megan Munir, in the chat. She's been talking to you guys for the past few weeks. She's the one who's responsible to bear me many new white children. You knew I'd be in your team, Robert. I'm part of your white European community now. I married a Megan.
Yeah, so and Megan is really a white girl's name. You don't meet any sisters named Megan, right?
I think you'd probably be in trouble if there was somebody named Karen. That'd be a problem.
It would be a problem, but thankfully it's a Megan.
Oh,
She's Irish.
But what if? Oh man, that's a good point, bro. What if you were married to somebody named Karen?
Yeah.
I'm married to a Karen. That'd be so offensive, bro. I got a Karen at home.
This is getting whiter.
What happened?
No, her comments in the thread. I was just like,
yeah. No, but honestly though, she's super cool, man. Alhamdulillah, I had a chance to like just vibe with her and sit down. She's like, man, super cool. Alhamdulillah. I couldn't be happier that he got married to her.
Good for you, Mubarak.
And I just say I got the honor to be her wali. So if he messes up, I'm on him.
That's like so the funny thing about Morton is I've never seen him actually compliment a woman to this level. So this must be mashallah.
Yeah, bro. She's
good for you, man.
She's alhamdulillah, like anything I could ever ask for and more. So
mashallah.
So if
you have a daughter, you can name her Karen.
No, man.
You'd be like Abu Karen.
We'll call Abu Karen.
So some of the old time listeners are asking, "Oh, what happened to the first wife?" Obviously, for you must be a little bit out of the loop. There are some people who may not know. Yeah, mashallah, I gotta give them some props for not being part of some good gossip and stuff. But you know, about 1.5 years ago, Olsen was involved with a divorce. Sad story. For another time, but we'll save that for another time.
Right. There you go.
But just people in the chat were asking like, wait,
second wife? That's what they're asking. Like, second wife.
Oh, they're asking about second wife.
Yeah,
wow.
No, they were like, no, Megan is not the second wife. Megan is the wife.
The wife. She is Miss Mamluk, as Mort calls her.
Miss Mamluk.
So
Miss Mamluk.
she has taken the throne, and inshallah, she will soon be having her own YouTube channel. She is somewhat of a celebrity in her own right. She has a pretty big following in Indonesia with regard to some work she's done within the music industry over there. So I'm incredibly excited with her new projects that she's going to be producing with me.
Mashallah.
And
awesome.
we really we're gonna save this all for another show with her and introduce to you guys. But loyal team and fans who joined us in this lovely Wednesday night are kind of getting the scoop before the rest of the people
mashallah.
are.
Can you guys, everyone, real quick, just say if you're watching or listening, so mashallah. Make dua for the married couple, because you know hasad and ayn is real.
Yeah, man.
So make dua and say mashallah. And if you're happy about him getting married, smash the like button. We only got 15 likes, bro. There's 50 of you watching. Smash the like button.
I think a lot of cats who are like single or still like, how is Sim married again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't even get married once, and Sim can pull it off again. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, lots of dua, man. That's the only thing. If anyone has any questions related to that, I can help them out with putting them in touch, at least with Hafardine or any other website that would, help them. What I say is go on every site. Me and my friend Bob Ali, who have who's created Hafardine, even he'll say, don't just go with mine, go with everyone. If you want to get married, put yourself out on every platform that you can find. The more fish you catch, the better or the hardier the fish you'll find, I guess. I mean, the right fish.
I think
that's me
that's
saying. That's not
cool.
Baba Ali.
I know.
At least
I didn't even think about it
at
that
least,
way. But Baba Ali's a quality.
The more matches you have, the better chance that you are
it
to
means
find.
a lot coming from him, though.
Yeah.
Like when he says to go to any site, because deep down, he's a good dude. He just wants people to be married. That's
He
it,
does, man. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
he spends hours helping
Dude,
people.
honestly, I talk to that guy so much, like offline. I can't meet a guy. I can't tell you a guy I know that's more genuine about helping people than him.
SubhanAllah, he is.
Like he,
you could tell by the way he
mashallah,
talks. Too.
I don't want to like just throw dirt on his face if he's listening to us, but what I'm saying is like the guy, mashallah, tabarakallah.
Yeah, man.
But I will say this much though: when you get married like this, like man, it really I look at it like tawakkul. You gotta try everything. Go to your family, go to the neighborhood, go to this website, go to that website, go wherever you can go because you gotta, go through the whole process, right?
Yeah.
You might find it here, you might find it there. In the whole process, you're making da'ah, you're trying to go through this process, right? But you gotta keep trying everything you can. You can't just go on one place and go, oh, I'm gonna try here, check out the fish here, and then check out the fish here, and check out. You gotta kind of do it all in like one thing, and then kind of And I will say one thing: some of you guys out there though, there are good girls out there, and you're being too selective.
Yeah.
Your standards are too high. You're not that special.
False.
Bro.
It's a false sense of height.
You're not that special, bro.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like just kind of lower your standards a little bit. I'm not saying, make somebody not attracted to. But what I'm saying is that hey, there's more to what than to life than what your standard, what you think your standards are. Right?
Yeah.
But anyways, hey, Nathan Amariki, I apologize, but I see you putting your hand up, but we're not really taking questions right now,
And
bro.
it's Maghrib time.
Yeah. So we got to kind of dip out and do Maghrib as well, too.
When are we gonna have a conversation with that one sister? Did we?
I don't think so. She doesn't check WhatsApp that often.
Okay, so let's.
We will pay that for later.
Can we mention her name?
You know what?
We don't know. Not. I wouldn't mention it yet. We might have a guest who's being like, because this whole topic of like how people advocating for Palestine are automatically being labeled anti-Semitic and being like just doxxed. So there's a sister who's going through that right now. So
at a pretty strong level.
Yeah, but we're hoping to have her on, inshallah. We're trying to schedule it for tonight, but sometimes she had a lot going on today too. So.
Yeah, she had a lot going on. So inshallah we'll get her on sometime later this week. Really excited for you guys to listen to her because these are people who are putting their careers on the line, their livelihoods on the line, and the least we could do as Muslims, as people with platforms, is let people know that these are people who have they need our support first of all, right? And then they're also people who are kind of our mentors. Like they're people who we should look up to and follow and help learn from in any way possible, But that's about it.
And before we close up, please, just as a reminder, please go to whathappenedtorap.com and please show your support for Imam Jamil as well too.
Whathappenedtorap.com.
Yeah, what happened to rap? It's what happened. The number 2 rap.com, and make sure you show your support for Imam Jamil. Like I said, man, these guys have been a pioneer for Muslims in Islam and even the civil rights movements in America, and he's being left to rot in prison for like 20 years almost. Well, he's an elderly man and he deserves our support and our attention. So make sure you go over there and also donate and find out how you can get involved.
Thank you all very much. We'll see y'all next time. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.